In breaking news this afternoon that former U.S. Secretary of State Madeline Albright has died. Albright was appointed to the position by Bill Clinton in 1987. At that time, that made her the highest-ranking female official in U.S. history. So for more on her life and legacy, I'm joined now by the CBC's Cam McIntosh in Washington. Cameron, what have you learned?
Well, Arthur, this news just coming down within the last hour. Madeline Albright's family confirming on her Twitter account in a statement that Madeline Albright, the 64th Secretary of State, the first woman to hold that position, passed away earlier today due to cancer. She was born in Prague in what was then Czechoslovakia and came to the United States as a refugee in 1948, an experience that not only shaped her worldview, but half a century later would go on to influence American policy in big ways. Now, Bill Clinton appointed her in his first term as ambassador to the United Nations, and then in 1996 to Secretary of State. As you mentioned, she was the highest ranking woman in the government at that time to have ever held a position that high, but was excluded from the succession to the presidency due to the fact that she wasn't born in the United States. But in those positions as Secretary of State and at the UN, she pushed the United States to take harder positions in Bosnia. She ultimately backed a UN tribunal that convicted the architects of the Bosnian conflict. She was also instrumental in putting together the NATO response in Kosovo. Now, after politics, after the Clinton administration, she remained active and she remained influential. She criticized George Bush's invasion of Iraq. She would go on to call Donald Trump one of the worst presidents ever. And just in recent days, she's also denounced Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. But perhaps in, the greatest aspect of her legacy and what she'll largely be remembered for today and going forward is the influence she had on a generation of women, smashing glass ceilings, opening the doors to opportunity and equal treatment in the workplace. In fact, she was fond of saying there's a special place in hell for women that don't help each other. Madeline Albright was 84 years old.
All right, thank you for this, Cam. That is the CBC's Cam McIntosh in Washington.